Hey everybody, it's PJ McClure, and I want to do my best today to bring something to you that is really the convergence of several different thoughts that hit me all at once, and I hope I can get it across in a video because I really don't think I'd have much luck getting it across trying to write it in a normal blog post, and I'm going to try to do it in a short period of time. So follow with me and just let's see if we can get there in a hurry, because the thing I want to hit very quickly is the subject of dreams, where dreams die. In other words, how they just, they hit our minds, our hearts, but they never come to fruition, where they get attacked, and what it is that we're supposed to do to counteract that. I want to put you on alert today more than anything else, and to really give you something to work with, I hope, to do this. Now, the inspiration for this has come from a variety of different places. The first illustration I want to show you, though, comes from Pastor Stephen Furtick from Elevation Church in North Carolina. Phenomenal guy. Check him out, elevationchurch.org. But one of the things he talked about in a previous sermon is where do dreams die? Okay, and his illustration was 3 concentric circles, had one there, and one here. If you can see that, okay. And what he was talking about in that sermon is that they die in 3 different places, only 3: the beginning, the middle, and the end. And I'm not going to try to capitalize on what he did there. You can go find his sermon, Where Dreams Die, and watch it if you want to and go through that. It's great stuff. The thing that he emphasized in here that really got me is this place right here, the place where they all have something in common. And what he said that uncommon thing was, and this is what really got my mind turning, was unbelief. That common place, it's either unbelief in the beginning, the middle, or the end. It's something about your belief level that ends up really trashing the opportunity that dream has to become anything of significance. So whenever we talk about where dreams die, where they're stillborn, where they're halfway through, whether they die right before they're realized, whatever it is, the thing that's key in all of it is unbelief. And belief for me is very near and dear. And something that I really like to talk about and really help people through is their belief system. Where is it that we get attacked? Because when we look at what it is that we face in this world, and if we talk about facing darkness, okay, because there's a spiritual enemy out there that wants you in darkness. That's the whole point. And what we first have to understand is that, coming from my perspective, if you are a born-again Christian, if you are a believer in Jesus, you are told that darkness no longer has a hold on you. It's powerless. It can do absolutely nothing to you. Darkness is completely powerless except for one place. And that one place is that it can go in and jack with our belief system, not by doing anything to us directly, but by giving us arguments, by giving us little things to really try to take us off our game belief-wise, to try to take us in a different direction. And the place they'll always attack is where God has affirmed us. They'll always attack where God has just said, you know what, you're awesome at this. You're my child. You are great at this thing. Somebody might have just confirmed you and said, you know what, you're great in front of a room. Somebody might have said, you know what, you have a wonderful singing voice. Somebody might have said, I just love the way you can encourage people. Or, you know what, you've got a great mind for business. Something like that. Whatever it is, something that God has just affirmed in you, darkness will come around and try to tempt you there. The very same thing happened to Jesus. That Satan showed up in the wilderness when Jesus was his weakest after 40 days of fasting and attacked where God had just affirmed who he was back when he got baptized. Okay, comes up out of the river, the Holy Spirit descends on him, and he says, this is my Son who I am well pleased. The first 2 temptations that Satan throws at him, he starts off with, if you are the Son of God, turn these rocks into loaves of bread. If you are the Son of God, he will charge his angels to take care of you and you will not even brush your toe against the ground. If you are. He tried to get into his belief system and to attack what God had already affirmed. So darkness is completely powerless. And I want you to understand that all darkness has is arguments against you. And those arguments will come after your belief system. The Apostle Paul in 2 Corinthians chapter 10, starting in verse 4, for the weapons of our warfare are not of the flesh, but have divine power to destroy strongholds. What are strongholds? We destroy arguments and every lofty opinion raised against the knowledge of God, and take every thought and make it obey Christ. All they have are arguments. Okay? The great thing about an argument is, and this is whether it's face to face, whether you want to argue with me about this or not, whether you've got that little dark force in your ear telling you to doubt something that's been affirmed about you, all you have to do to beat an argument is not engage in it. You start hearing that, well, maybe you're not really as good as they say you are. Maybe you really can't go do this thing. Yet, not listening to you. Okay, that kind of voice is not of God. God will affirm to you where you should go, not detract from you and tell you you're less than what it is you were made to be. And that's the thing that I want to give to you today. I want you to pay close attention. I want you to get into your journal. I want you to write these things down. Whenever you have a dream coming at you, whenever you have the very thing that you need, okay, a dream and the affirmation to pursue it, you're going to get attacked. You're going to get an argument about that says you're really not this, or what you believe isn't really right. It's going to try to tear you down so you don't pursue that dream. Okay? To me, as much as I love this illustration, it doesn't matter to me which part of this it is. Okay? If you can get past the beginning into the middle, if you can't get past the beginning, if you get all the way to the end and it dies, that part doesn't matter to me as much as you understanding that the place your dreams die, whether you ignore them and act like they aren't there so you don't have to set yourself up for embarrassment or disappointment or whatever it is, it all centers around your level of belief. What do you believe? And the thing you need to believe the most, the affirmation of who you are, is the thing that's going to get attacked. Watch for that. Watch for it and then reject it. And go straight back to the affirmation of who you are, what you're brilliant at, what you're here to do. I hope that helps you. I hope that encourages you and sends you forward, and I really want to challenge you. Find the arguments, take them captive, make them obedient, and then move on to the dreams you've been called to. I love you. I care about you. I want to hear about your dreams. And I want to hear about the arguments you're taking captive and making obedient to the dream you've been called to. God's waiting. He's not waiting for much, though. He's giving you a call, and He's expecting you to answer it. I'm hoping this helps you go answer that call. PJ McClure, be your best.